Welcome. We're excited to have you here, and we wanted to tell you a little bit about the New Canaan High School Library as you prepare to enter high school. So this is our team. We have Dr. G as our innovation specialist. Ms. Hernberg is a tech integrator, and we have two librarians, Ms. Ludla and Ms. Sheehan. Our library hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and on Fridays, we close the library just a wee bit earlier. If you remember nothing else from this video, please remember that we are here to help. We'll start by talking about the library as a learning community center. We will start with the quietest, most traditional aspect of the library, which is a quiet zone where students come to do independent work in the quietest space possible. As we move towards the center of the library, you'll see that it is much more active. Students are working, but they are working collaboratively. So the noise level gets a little bit higher here. We have a range of seating options from couches to comfy chairs to traditional hardback chairs. Students can access the collection both in the fiction section, nonfiction section. In the top left, the students are selecting materials to support their learning as they embark on the junior research paper. On the bottom right, they are in the fiction collection, which is genreified, which means that the entire collection is categorized according to the genre. Students really love this. When they enter the library, they sort of gravitate towards the area of the library where they know they are going to like that kind of book. This has helped boost our circulation statistics by quite a bit. At the very top of the library, we have what we call the chess zone. We started this sort of as an opportunity for students to decompress during midterm exams a few years ago, and it was so effective and so successful that we continue to see students play chess throughout the year. Some of these photos were actually taken today. The makerspace is also a really strong feature of the library program. It starts in the think space where students can ideate projects that they are starting to envision and design. And then they move on to the actual makerspace where they have a choice of 180 bins to choose materials from in order to create their projects, which they do in the production area. Students come either alone, individually, during their frees, or very often. In fact, most of the time we have a class here as a collective unit working on a project that they were assigned to complete for a class. As an extension, and our newest extension of the makerspace is the workshop in New Canaan High School Library. And as you can see, we have a 3D printer, we have VR equipment, we have robotics, circuitry, and Cricut machines, and we're adding new tools to that all the time. This is where Dr. G comes in handy because he is the on-hand specialist who can help students navigate through using these more sophisticated materials and equipment. The CoLab space is a flexible classroom that's used for whatever purpose it is that we need to use it for. So sometimes it's for just a class, sometimes it's for a fishbowl, sometimes we adapt it for stop motion video, and so forth and so on. Everything's modular and flexible, so we're able to make it whatever it is we need it to be. The podcasting studio is constantly booked. I had trouble finding time to actually record this video today. Students are using it for classes, they're recording podcasting studios, but a lot of their assessments are actually audio files, and so they come here to record that. We have a green screen room that students use to produce videos as projects for their classes. The only thing I'll say about libraries and instructional program is that the more students have contact with librarians and the library program, the better they do on their assessments, particularly where inquiry is involved. So these numbers represent growth that we have seen over the course of the last 10 years while we've been documenting the kind of improvement that we see as a result of student working with either librarians or the library program. Accessing library resources, it's really simple. Instead of sending kids to another website, we've actually just embedded materials in the places where they already have to spend their time. So ClassLink is one, and Schoology is another. Every single course that they have has a list of resources, library resources, databases specifically, in the left sidebar of all of their courses. We have a research model that we developed 10 years ago, and it is our hope that by the time the students graduate, because we work with them on this over the course of their 4 years here, that they have sort of internalized this research model so that when they get on to whatever it is next, whether it be inquiry for college or inquiry for buying a car, that they have mastered the sort of sequence of things that they need to do in order to grow their inquiry. We encourage students to have a book on hand at all times. Our monthly average book circulation continues to grow. We are very excited. The last one is a little bit off only because it's only March, and we have big circulation that happens in April and May. We do put together a summer reading list of roughly 80 titles. At the end of the school year, we pack up the hard copy books and we box them up and send them off to the town library where they reside in the teens section for the whole summer. And then we get them back in the fall and start to do our own book talks here again. Throughout the building, you'll see there are posters with QR codes. These will give students access to ebooks and audiobooks. All they need to do is log in with their Google account. Back in the day, a teacher would start a project and ask a librarian to put together a book cart, and we still do that only digitally because students really do prefer to do their research in digital content. So we have digital bookshelves that are embedded in Schoology courses. A few tips for success at New Canaan High School. One is we are a bring your own device school. Students will be expected to bring their own device, and there are a range of materials or options available to them. The specs are outlined here on this document or also on the website that is linked to the QR code you see here. Chrome browser is required for all students, even on their own computers, because if they don't use the Chrome browser, they will have trouble opening their assignments. We have a lot of integrations, Google, Schoology, PowerSchool, all work together, and the only way to make that happen seamlessly is on the Chrome browser. Students will access Schoology and PowerSchool via ClassLink. If they try to just Google those things, they will not be able to log in. And that really wraps up this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to NCHS Library at ncpsk12.org, which comes to all of our inboxes, so we'll be able to see your email. On the right-hand side, there is a QR code to the slide deck, and embedded in that slide deck is this video itself on the last page. So thank you for watching. We wish you a great few months, and we can't wait to meet you all in the fall.